UFC Fight Night London, Leon Edwards versus Sean Brady, full card breakdown. We're going to be going from the main event all the way down to the prelim opener, and we're just going to give our prediction and breakdown of the entire card. Right, let's get straight into it with the main event. Leon Edwards and Sean Brady. I'm going to go with Leon Edwards, which is surprising because he's an underdog in this fight. Yeah, he is an underdog, which is mental. But I'm going to be honest, I do think it's a difficult fight for him, but I also think that Sean Brady is not that good because, we'll get into it actually. We'll get into it. So with Sean Brady, what I've noticed is he sort of tip-taps on the outside with his basic boxing fundamentals and kickboxing fundamentals. He'll sort of just tippy-tap around. You can't do that with Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is 10 times a striker you are, little bro. Yeah, and he's like, even when he shoots his takedown, he does have a great blast double, by the way, which I am terrified for. I feel like taking Leon Edwards down on the cage is a much harder fight for you. Like, obviously, Bilal can do it because he's such, like, a specimen. You know what I mean? And I don't mean because he's ugly, I mean because he's strong. Just thought I'd get that out there. He's just such a specimen on his steroids, where he can just connect the hands and just be like, oh, I can pick you up here, you fucking 170-pound male. Picks you up with zero effort, dunks you on your head, and you're like, oh, like, this guy's natural, in quotations. Yeah. I just don't think Sean Brady's going to have much success trying to take down Leon Edwards on the fence. Leon Edwards has great takedown defense, and I know he got dunked on his head by Bilal Muhammad. The thing is, yeah, this Bilal Muhammad win, or loss, well, the Bilal Muhammad loss on Leon Edwards' record is either going to age very fucking well if he beats JDM, or it's going to age very fucking bad. But I do just think that style of fighting is just a horrible style for Leon Edwards. Just someone who gets in your face and doesn't let you kickbox and just takes you down. Sean Brady can follow that same game plan. But the thing is he is very chinny. Like, this guy got finished. His only loss in his record is being finished to Bilal Muhammad. Pillow-fisted. And I know he rocked Leon Edwards, but he's also chinny, you know. The two chinny guys. But it's like, Leon Edwards' style is jab, kick. Jab, fake, kick. You know what I mean? Sean Brady's style is tapping on the outside, pressure in with punches, takedown. And he couldn't even do that pretty well against Gilbert Burns, which I think we need to start putting more respect on Gilbert Burns' name, as Gilbert Burns gave JDM his hardest fight. Probably. I know you can say Hafez, but like Hafez was on roids, let's be honest. And JDM, if you start pulling fucking guillotines against Bilal Muhammad, I hope you get fucking elbow bashed. But you're not gonna. But yeah, another thing, just to remind myself, Sean Brady is coming on a 4 weeks training camp, and he's going to be wrestling in this camp. You know what I mean? He's going to be wrestling. Who is going to gas out first? The one who is a striker, who's been training since at least February, I think. At least February, or even before then. I think it was like December, just after like Christmas. Or the guy who's been training for 4 weeks. Probably had no idea what the fuck was going on. He was like, oh, well, I'll take the fight in London. I'm going with Leon Edwards. I think he's going to defend the takedowns, kick his legs out. I'm going to go with 49-46 decision. And I think he's going to lose one round to Sean Brady, maybe the first round. And then after that, it's either going to be the first, or I reckon it's going to be one of the middle rounds. And I reckon after that, after Leon takedown defense actually gets better as the fight goes on, I've noticed. Which I can't really say that, because he got taken down a bunch. But I'm talking about the Usman fight, the trilogy. He defended them takedowns of these, and they got better and better and better. Sean Brady, yeah. Takedown, it's simple. It's takedown, hold you against the fence, try and dirty box there. He got reversed by Gilbert Burns. That should tell you enough. Leon Edwards, and let's hope he gets another head kick KO. That would be class. He could get that. Sean Brady is not the best at defending. Let's just say that much. Yeah, and there's another thing about Sean Brady. He's not fought someone as long as Leon. It's going to be a nightmare for him to get in the inside. But I'm going to go with Leon Edwards, because I've waffled too much about this fight. Moving on to the core main event, the true main event of this card. The true main event of this card, Jan Blachowicz and Carlos Ulberg. It's going to be a very low output fight, probably, as these two are like tit for tat fighters. Carlos Ulberg literally just point fights. I think him against fucking Khalil Roundtree would be fucking amazing, by the way, just saying. But we've got to mention this. Jan Blachowicz is one of the most underrated fighters right now, and I will not hear otherwise. Jan Blachowicz, I reckon, would have beaten Prime John Jones in his prime. He would have... Prime Blachowicz would have beaten a Prime John Jones. John Aspinall, I almost said there. This is what the MMA world's done to us. He beat like Adesanya, literally beat him in his own world too. He gave him a full MMA clinic. He was like, "Oh, I'm beating you on the feet. Well, now I'm going to take you down and show how shit you are there." He beat him easily, by the way. As much as Joe Rogan was trying to be like, "Oh, you cannot be there with Adesanya. You're going to lose," and it's like, he's beating him. He's checking leg kicks. He's punching him in the chin. You know what I mean? And he's always been known as a power puncher. Carlos Ulberg's open to punches. He sort of just kicks. And as like, if you're going to get in the kicking battle with Jan Blachowicz, who was actually defending kicks from Pereira, and also, can we just talk about this? The more I watch the Pereira fight, and I know I do like Pereira, but I'm starting to think he should have won that decision. He should have won that decision, probably. I feel like if he got on top and just landed like little tappy shots like that, he would have won the fight. The Ankalaev fight, first 3 rounds, kicked his legs out, made him do the stanky leg, which also happened to Ulberg, by the way, just Ulberg legitimately got his legs destroyed by some Chinese dude on the, I think it was the Sean Strickland card of Adesanya, actually. He got his leg destroyed by that guy. Jan Blachowicz makes people do the stanky leg with his kicks. So, yeah. He also had a very close decision with Ankalaev, the current champion, who, may I add, should have probably lost that fight. We've seen more dominant rounds than round 5. Way more dominant round that didn't get a 10-8. Jan Blachowicz should have got 10-8 round 1, 10-8 round 2, 10-8 round 3, and then 10-9 Ankalaev, 10-9 Ankalaev. That should have been a 48-47 decision, but I do think a draw was the correct decision to make. We should start giving out more 10-8s. So when they do give out 10-8s, I can't shit on it that much, unless it's like such a close round. Anyone who says normalise giving draw rounds, you're an idiot. You're an actual idiot. Because you don't know the scoring criteria. It legitimately says score an effective grappling and striking, and then you go to effective aggressiveness, and then you go down to control time. How is all that going to be equal? It isn't. It just isn't. Very rare cases would that be the case. But, I'm going Jan Blachowicz. I reckon he could leg kick TKO Ulberg, to be honest, but I'm gonna say it is a 3-rounder, I believe. I'm gonna say 29-28 decision. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna go with that. Why? Because Jan Blachowicz is a fucking chad, and he should have beaten his last 2 opponents. And he's gonna beat him. Then he's gonna beat Yuri. No, don't make the Yuri fight. He's gonna beat Ankalaev. He's gonna beat Pereira in the second fight, and then he's gonna beat him in a trilogy. And then he's gonna fight Yuri, and then Yuri's gonna spin and elbow him, retire him, and then Yuri's gonna be the long reigning champ. He's gonna get his rematch against Pereira, and he's gonna knock him out as well. And I need to stop. What a fantasy dream. Right, anyway, moving on to the next fight, which is Gunnar Nelson and Kevin Holland. This is how I categorise this fight. Kevin Holland is a shit fighter and shouldn't be in UFC, and he's getting paid more than prospects who are actually fucking good at what they do, such as fighting. I know. Gunnar Nelson hasn't fought since fucking UFC 286, which was the Usman trilogy with Leon Edwards. Fucking retarded, to be honest. I don't understand why fighters complain about fucking fighter pay and don't fight. It's your own fault, and you're getting paid 10 for 10. You should be fighting every fucking 3 months. How are you living on 10k for a year? I can't even live on 300 a month, you know. What? Anyway. My main issue for me is just that Gunnar Nelson does absolutely nothing on the feet. He just stands there, sort of like closing his hands, opening his hands, and just sort of like makes it look like he's going to do something in his karate stance, bouncing back and forwards. He's way too patient. He hasn't fought either. And then Kevin Holland just gets taken down too easily. But he is at welterweight, which is a better division for him. I'm going to go... I don't like this fight. It's a coin flip. What are the odds? I agree with them odds. I'm going to go with Gunnar Nelson. Fuck it. I'm going with Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson is going to grapple fuck him for 3 rounds. And then Kevin Holland is getting cut from the UFC. Yeah, end of that. Right. Molly McCann versus Alexia... I'm fucking pronouncing that. She fought in the Contender Series. Didn't watch it. Can't remember watching it. I'm going to go Molly McCann because if UFC is really the best division, the best place to fight, the best organisation, this fucker off the Contender Series shouldn't be beating you. Surely. I know, I'm just joking, but I'm going Molly McCann because she's actually entertaining. She's from UK, so yeah. Even though she's fucking terrible. But yeah, she either gets the finish or gets finished. So, yeah. But as well, you're going to think that Alexia's coming from like some shitty regional show with like 2 viewers to go into Paddy Pimlet's pretty much best friend. You know what I mean? You always see them together. I know it's probably Luke Riley, but like, let's be honest, you always see these 2 together. So I'll go with Molly McCann. Moving on, Jordan Vucenic versus Chris Duncan. I am going to be going with Jordan Vucenic because Jordan Vucenic is probably one of the best fighters and prospects currently right now. I do think that just his fakes game, his boxing, even not even his kickboxing, just in his last fight against that fucking Georgian dude, I think it was. I thought he won that. I'm going to be honest, I thought he won that. Chris Duncan is more of a kickboxer. He's a heavy kickboxer, really, to be honest. He's got decent takedown defense. I don't think takedowns will be much here. If anyone's doing the takedown game, it's going to be Jordan Vucenic. He does have a Kimura win, I think, on the Cage Warriors shows. I have been watching Jordan Vucenic since ages in the Cage Warriors shows. Yeah. And he does have a win against Paul Hughes, who beat Usman Magomedov, who he also lost to at the same time. They both got the 1-1 essentially in Cage Warriors, and then obviously you had the whole situation, and then Paul Hughes just dipped from Cage Warriors. Simple as that, I'll be honest. But yeah, Jordan Vucenic, I think it's going to be a very dominant decision. Maybe Chris might win 1 round. Yeah. Well, anyway, on to the next fight. Oh, this is the first fight I don't like. I'm going to have to go against a fellow English. I'm going with Morgan Charrier. Morgan Charrier is one of the best fighters right now, and I will not hear otherwise. Morgan Charrier is fucking good. I can't lie. He is good. He's powerful. He's got a fast jab, good takedown defense, great scrambling abilities. Sort of uses that jab to get his distance. But I could see, Nathaniel Wood, he could circle, kick his leg, his calf. Combinations in the pocket, but that would be a bad idea because Morgan Charrier is so powerful. It's a tough fight. I'm going to have to go with Morgan Charrier, but I will be rooting for Nathaniel Wood, and if he wins, I'm going to love life. Anyways, moving on to the prelim opener, or headliner of Jai Herbert and Chris Padilla. Chris Padilla is very dangerous. and Jai Herbert is very chinny. But what I'm going to go with off this fight is that Padilla is a very slow starter. He's very powerful. But Lon Top defended the takedowns when he went for them, so I don't think that's going to be a problem for Jai Herbert. Jai Herbert has good takedown defense. He also trains out of Leon Edwards' gym, and if you look at their styles, as well as Christian Leroy Duncan at the end of the prediction, it'll be further up, they all have a similar kickboxing style. They all have a similar kickboxing style of like fakes, jabs. It is a little bit boring, but Jai Herbert is probably the most entertaining out of a lot of them because he sort of goes forward and now that he sort of changed his style from more of a back foot fighter or popping in and out, he's more like aggressive with it, and he actually dropped his last opponent. So I'm probably gonna go with, I am going with Jai Herbert, but I am worried because he is very chinny. He's long and rangy, and he's 5'9", he's 6'1". What's the reach difference? Yeah, that's a big difference. Is that the longest reach at lightweight? He has a longer reach than Tony Ferguson, I think. Right. That makes me think even worse. More confident when choosing Jai Herbert. Yeah, I'm going to go with Jai Herbert. Fuck it. He's really good, honestly. Like, people only remember him from getting KO'd by Taporia, but he was winning that fight. So, yeah. And to be fair, the last time Taporia was at lightweight, he got head kicked and almost finished. So maybe moving up and fighting Makhachev isn't a great idea. But anyway, moving on to the next fight of the card, which is Lorna Kavanagh, fuck it, versus Felipe Dos Anjos. I watched his last fight, this Kavanagh, and the hype is definitely worth it. He is fucking good. He has got scary power. This Great British top team, they're all powerful. I wonder why that is. I'll let you put 2 and 2 together. That's all I'll say. Felipe Dos Anjos is way too vulnerable to shots. He got dropped by Manel Kape, who's also powerful, but Manel Kape is fucking really good, and I reckon he can probably win the title within the next 2 years. He is very reckless too. Sort of just comes forward with like 1-2s with his chin wide open to be smacked. He is good, this Felipe Dos Anjos. He's only lost to 2 undefeated guys, and not 1 undefeated guy in Andrea Lima, who won this weekend on the Vittori card. The card I want to forget that happened, but that has to be mentioned. And he lost to Manel Kape, so 2 good fighters. Lorna Kavanagh. I'm going to keep calling him that because I don't know how to pronounce his name. Kavanagh has fought... Oh, what was the guy's name? I don't remember the guy's name, but the guy was okay. I'll give him that. He was a decent prospect on the regional scene. I'm going to go with Kavanagh just purely off this Felipe Dos Anjos getting hit way too much. He actually got dropped by Manel Kape. I feel like Kavanagh... Now he's in the UFC, I feel like his power isn't actually that as devastating as it was. I know he dropped his last opponent, but I know it's devastating. But now that he's in UFC, people don't get hit and be like, oh, you know what I mean? It's more like they get hit and they're sort of like, right, I need to stay focused or he's going to hit me again. And that's sort of what happened. And I think Kavanagh will get it done. He'll probably drop him a few times and get him in a decision. I don't think he'll finish Felipe Dos Anjos. His recovery is class. And we got to respect Felipe Dos Anjos because while being in the UFC, 2-0 I think, 0-2 even, right? He's fought fucking great opponents, so give this guy respect if he loses. He's fucking amazing. But we'll move on to the next fight of the prelims, which is Marcin Tybura versus Mick Parkin. Now, I'm excited for this fight. This is like my, this is like the third fight I'm actually excited for. I think this is my main issue, right, with this fight. My main problem with this fight is, on paper, Tybura should win this, and it's sad to say. But the thing is, this Mick Parkin lad, he trains with Tom Aspinall, and Tom Aspinall's already fucking sent Tybura to the Shadow Realm. So he should not be giving parking in a game plan on what he should be doing, which I think he will be, because he does counter the jab really well with that right over the top. He trains at a grappling gym in TFT in UK, Sunderland, I think it is. He is fucking good. We need to give this guy respect. He is fucking good. Both these guys, and they both deserve their rankings. But I'm gonna go with Mick Parkin purely off the Tom Aspinall thing, because I don't think Ty Bora is that good, and like Mick Parkin, I don't really know what his grappling defense is like, so I'm purely going off of his gym's a grappling gym, and Ty Bora is not that good, but he does have underrated wins. I'll give him that. He is one of the most underrated fighters on this card. But then we're going to move on to the next fight, which is Christian Leroy Duncan and Puliev. He fought in the Contender Series. You can see his gloves. Christian Leroy Duncan had a great fight, actually, against that Christian... Oh, what's his name? Rodriguez. What was his name again? Was it Chris Rodriguez? Or was it... Am I thinking a different person here? Rokop, anyway. The guy who just lost to Cannonier. Who I predicted that correctly, by the way. Just saying, I predicted that so correctly. Yeah, he's obviously, this guy is a southpaw. He's fought in the Contender Series. He's a southpaw. He's got good straight left to the body. Mixes that up to the head. Kicks and stuff. But he got held in the cage quite a bit on the Contender Series. Duncan is just a typical Leon Edwards style. It just fakes leg kicks, switch dances. They're very technical guys, let's just say that much. They're very technical. He showed good get-ups against that Robocop. I'm going to go with Duncan, but I'm not confident on it. This fight is really, you know what I mean? Because when someone fakes at him, this Puliev sort of like pulls back a bit. But when he's in the lead, it's sort of who gets the lead first is how I categorise this fight. Whoever gets the lead first will win the fight. And I think it'll be Christian Leroy Duncan. Fucking hell, I can't speak English. We're going to the next fight now, which is Sean O'Bannon versus Punja Tomar. Do I do an Indian accent for the rest of this prediction video? Prediction. No, I'm not going to do an Indian accent. I'm going to go with Punja purely off of Shona Ballon just being way too open to shots. She just gets hit from anywhere, you know, fucking... She just gets hit from anywhere, and it's just like... I thought she lost her last fight, to be honest. But yeah, I think the Indian's going to win. I think she's going to hit her with a very good fringy shots and knock her out, maybe, I don't know. I did say I wasn't going to do that. Yeah, let's move on. Let's forget I did that. Nathan Fletcher versus Callum Loughran. I'm going to go with Nathan Fletcher. I'm looking at it now, and I'm just like, I've not seen anyone shoot a takedown on you. And I know the Mick Parkin thing, but I know he trains at a grappling gym, and he's trained to Tom Aspinall. With these two are a rematch, I think. I think they had a fight in Cage Warriors, and I cannot remember it. So I probably should have watched that before doing the prediction video. But in all fairness, right, I think the fight is very 50-50. It's more like who can really get their game going first, and I believe it's going to be Nathan Fletcher, just because grapplers always start first. You always have to give them respect at the beginning of a fight, and it's always, you've got to go on the back foot, or usually that's how it goes in a fight. But maybe this Loughran dude might actually come forward instead of going backwards. But I'm just checking on their record now, just seeing if they've fought before and who actually won. Okay, so Loughran's coming off a loss to Jake Hadley. Jake Hadley, he just wants to be a UFC fighter. I need to stop doing these impressions because, it's very fun to do though. Yeah, they've not had a fight. I don't know. I don't know where. Oh no, they had a fight in Cage Warriors Amateurs and he lost. Right, so they had a fight in the Amateurs. Well, I'm still going with Nathan Fletcher because Nathan Fletcher's a class act and he's English. Yeah, we're going to go with Nathan Fletcher. And then we're going to go on to this. This, I'm probably going to skip this fight, to be honest. So, Kutaledze is kind of shit. Especially from someone who should have lost. Let's be honest, he should have lost to that fucking Jordan Vucenic. Jordan Vucenic pretty much beat him. He got held down, but he landed the better shot to the fight. He should have won the fight. Fuck. Yeah, this is like an easy win for Kutaledze. Kutaledze does train with Hamzat Chimaev. That doesn't mean anything because in every team there's always one shit fighter that just ruins it all. Like, yeah. So this guy Fernandez got taken down with ease against. I can't pronounce this guy's name, but it was one of his last fights. It was in Sao Paulo. It was on the Derek Lewis card. He got taken down by that guy with effort. I'll be honest, Kutaledze does have great takedowns. Great takedowns. He managed to get. Jordan Vucenic has great takedown defense. He held him down for minutes. So he must be doing something good. So I'm not going to say Kutaledze is shit, because he's not. But he is negative in the UFC. But I reckon he will win this one. Jordan Vucenic beat him in the last fight, so maybe they can make a rematch after he wins. And I believe this fight, it's finished. So I'm going to go with, just for a recap and picks, just quick. Kutaledze, Nathan Fletcher, I'll go with the Indian, Christian Leroy Duncan, Mick Parkin. This is a close fight, but I'm going to go with Kavanagh. Jai Herbert, Morgan Sharia, I'm going to have to go against him, but I'm hoping for Nathaniel Wood to pull it out. Jordan Vucenic, he's good. Keep your eye on Jordan Vucenic. He will be something in the future. I'll go with Molly McCann, even though I've not watched this girl fight, this other girl. I'm going to go with Gunnar Nelson because Kevin Owens can't grapple. Jan Blachowicz because he's criminally underrated and I'm only scared if his age and inactivity is going to affect his performance. And I'll go with Leon Edwards. That's the fight card. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and I do predictions every single week. So, yeah, and it's not good for my mental health whatsoever because these videos are fucking horrible to make. But yeah, subscribe.